guys, welcome to ACE Weekly. This session is on a Sunday at 6:30 p.m. It's all about tips and strategies that you can use for your online business. Who doesn't love something that can help them to grow? Not only grow in your business, but just grow in general. So some of the topics may not necessarily be business related, but we are focusing on growing your online business and also creating your own earning opportunities. Remember, don't wait for anybody to give you an opportunity. Seek the opportunity out by learning new skills, honing the skills you have already so that you can make the best use of them. All right, so we are in the last month of the year. As we blink, it's gonna be a new year. January is up on us. It's my birthday month in January, so I'm looking forward for January coming. You know, persons always say January has 70 odd days or 100 and something days, because for December, you know, you do a lot of spending and stuff like that. So January seems like a dry month, but January is my month, so I'm looking forward to it, and also looking forward to the new year. Now, in today's session, I have a very, 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 very special guest that will be talking all about the internet security. As an online freelancer, you have to make sure that you're protecting yourself on the computer. That's where you work. And even if you're an online freelancer, just using the internet on a whole to do any research or anything related to whatever job you're doing, you need to make sure that you're secure. You need to make sure that you're using your computer wisely, your computer resources. Are you wasting resources, slowing down your computer? Sometimes you're not sure what kind of computer to choose when you want to venture out on something different. So we're going to be having you covered with that. And my special guest, his name is his name is Sion Lawla. And if the name sounds familiar, he's actually my husband. And he has agreed to join me in today's session to give a presentation about all that I discussed earlier. Now, you see this gentleman here? Without him, I would not be able to do all I do as an online freelancer. He's my tech, my go-to, my tool, everything. If I say I need XXX, I say, Sion, can you find me this? Sion, can you do this? Sion, can you fix this? Sion, the computer is malfunctioning. Sion, yes, I call him a lot. So his name is spelled S-E-A-N like Sean, but it is actually Sion. That's what his mother named him. So we gotta call him what his mother named him. So please welcome him in the chat and thank him for sparing time on his busy Sunday to share his knowledge with us. So everybody needs somebody like this in their toolkit, their human toolkit that can help them throughout their computer journey. And that's what he is to me, of course, other than my husband. So thank you so much for joining us on today's session. You can unmute yourself and start your presentation.
Hello, Acers. I have to call you Acers or the Ace crew. Act, commit, excel. It is a very powerful thing to do. And as an entrepreneur, that's what you have to do. You have to act. And then that middle part, commit, is so hard to do, to be committed to stay in the virtual space, even when things are going bad or not going at all. And when you do those two things, the third, excel, will come. So I'm here to talk about internet security and security on a whole. So I'm going to share my screen. Right. So my screen may look a little bit different from yours, of course, but the main thing I want to draw your attention to is the icons down the bottom right corner here, where you see my mouse skipping through and thing. Now, a lot of people don't realize that this, well, a lot of you will know that this is a taskbar, but I like to have my taskbar a specific way. So when I right click on it, I can go to taskbar settings. And when I go to taskbar settings, there is an option here that says select which icons appear on the taskbar. And when I press that option, so I select that option, I can turn on or off certain options that are there. Now, for me, it says always show all icons in the notification bar, and that is on. If I turn it off, this is what most of you taskbar may look like, where you have a little arrow and you press up and you'll see what is running. I like mine to be always on, because when it's always on, just a glance, I know what is running on my computer in the background. And I can see if there's something there that shouldn't be there. I can also see this little Windows security that says no actions required. It has a green tick if you can't see that. If I double click that, it will bring up Windows security and it will tell you what is happening with your Windows security. Now, right here, as you see, everything is green. I love the green lights. Some of you may have a yellow. That means that something needs to be done. This is where you'd go to address it. And if you have a red, you need to talk to someone like me urgently. You shouldn't have any reds, okay? So virus and threat protection is on. The antivirus of my choice is this B here, which is Bitdefender free. Now I like free, and there are other antiviruses that are free that are very good. There's Avira, there's Kaspersky. I can name those on the top of my head as being up there with Bitdefender free. Now, I don't like Norton or McAfee because those two, all right, let me give you the background why I don't like it. I was in the computer world from the 1990s. And I said 1990s, I mean in the computer world. I was at IBM, where IBM was the main computer supplier. So I was at IBM Jamaica, that's where I started learning. And what I do is I troubleshoot. That's what I've always been into, troubleshooting computers, troubleshooting problems, helping users, helping people, friends, family, everyone. I just want to come to the computer, I'm the guy that people call, right? So in IBM, where I started learning, we always went by the golden rule of the customer, right? Which would be you. We have to make sure that you're happy. So if that means that you want your screen, you don't want your taskbar, you can change the location of the taskbar. If you don't want your taskbar there, you can change the taskbar, right? You can change our taskbar to be on the top if you want it on the right or the left. So it's all about what the customer wants, first of all, and then, of course, functionality and security. So as I said, I use Bitdefender free antivirus, and you can download this on it. You can search for this and download it on the net and install it yourself. Or as I said, Avira or Kaspersky is also a good option. So that's antivirus. And as I said, check your Windows security to see if there's anything going on. Right now, firewall and network protection, I'm using standard Windows firewall right here. But if you purchase an antivirus, there's a very good chance that you will get a firewall with it as well. But for me, I'm not going anywhere that I know isn't safe. I don't know how risky some people are. Some people are into cryptocurrency and all sorts of things. They're into a lot of different things that can take you into some dark places. As you may know or may not know, there is a dark web. I won't get into that today because I don't want to get nobody into trouble. All right, so next part of security, aside from your antivirus and your firewall, is in your browser, right? So this is Chrome, but if you're using Firefox or, well, any of the major ones, each of them have extensions. You can go here and you can find your extensions. And your extensions are additional programs that you have installed, right? For Chrome, that is Google Chrome, you should visit the Chrome Web Store. And when you visit the Chrome Web Store, this is where you're going to find a lot of useful extensions. But I'm going to focus on the security side of it and my personal choices, right? So for myself, It should be up here. Right. The first thing I always get is the ad blocker. So I go add, block. I can search for ad block. I usually use AdBlock Plus. That's because I've been using it for years and it's never let me down. And you want to make sure that it's offered by adblockplus.org, right? Adblockplus.org is a company, and then you click on it and it says remove because I already have it installed. But for you, it would say add to Chrome, right? So that is one of the extensions that I use. And it is important to block ads because if you go on certain sites, there may be malicious ads that pop up and infect your computer. So ad blocker is important. Now, when you install an ad blocker, you may go to certain sites and they say that ad block is installed. You will have to disable it to continue on this website. And you may choose to do so. I usually choose to go to another website because the information that I want can be found on many websites. So if I'm going to a website that wants me to turn off my ad blocker, I just leave that website and try another one because I want my ad blocker on. It keeps me safe. So another thing that another extension that I like is offered by Bitdefender. It is called Traffic Light. And here it is. I see offered by trafficlight.bitdefender.com. So you know that you're looking by who created it to know that it is the right one that you're installing, because people can create bogus applications out there and you would have the wrong one. So what Traffic Light does is, as it says, it adds a strong and non-intrusive layer of security to your browser. What it does is, if you're going to go on a site, Traffic Light is going to tell you if that site is good or not. Let me move around here. Right, so let me just give you a preview of Traffic Light in action. So I'm going to browse for YouTube. Oh, it's actually going to go to youtube.com. No. We're searching for YouTube. And I'm using DuckDuckGo as my search engine. A lot of you may be using Google. I use DuckDuckGo because Google tends to block certain searches that I want to see. So I use this for my search engine. But what Traffic Light does is this little green tick. It tells you right there, the page is safe, right? Protection by Bitdefender. So if you see that green tick, you know that you're good. And you see that it's checking other sites. There are other sites that it has checked and they're all good. Now, if you're going to go into this world of trouble, there's something called wares. And this is software that people have cracked. So there should be, okay, everybody's green here. Apparently, I can't find anywhere here.
So when you say cracked software, what does that mean?
Cracked software. Cracked software is, for example, Microsoft Office that you have to pay for. You have people who will crack it so you can install it on your computer for free. All right. I'm trying to remember what exactly would have.
Well, we basically seen what you're talking about with the traffic, because you're saying that it would show green if something is good, and I guess it would show something red if it's not.
If it's not, right. Right. So, but okay. There is a specific one that I went on recently that it just blocked me. You know what happened a little while ago? This page was blocked. First, Bitdefender blocked it, and then Chrome itself blocked it, right? So let me do that again. I entered BAY, and .com, right? And it said Meet the Defender block the page, and then Chrome itself block the page. So that is a page that is dangerous to you. But Bitdefender would have stopped you before, and then it would have asked you if you wanted to continue going on that page, even though you know that it isn't safe to do so. So
I was just gonna ask you that because I suppose you still want to go on it.
if you still want to go on it, it will give you the option to do so, but then you know that you have done so on your own risk.
Okay.
You have taken that risk on your own to do that, right?
My question is, has anybody actually tried any of these extensions, like different extensions for security? I see a question here from Charmaine. Can these extensions be installed on my phone and tablet as well?
Okay, so there are different extensions because your phone and your tablet will use a different operating system. Unless you have a Windows phone, you're gonna have an Android or Mac OS, well, Apple operating system. So they will have different extensions, but the important thing to look for is, as I said, something that will block ads. Very important to block ads, because aside from ads that are malicious, there's a lot of ads that are pornographic in nature. Certain sites that you'll go on, I download stuff.
So my question is,
learning.
If she's using the same Google Chrome browser on her phone or tablet, wouldn't those extensions be on the browser already?
It should be available in the Play Store, but not everything else is available in the Play Store.
So basically, she should be downloading apps on her phone then.
The phone then, right?
Not necessarily extensions.
Right. So I'm just going to show you something here. This is a website that I normally visit. And what is my plugin? Oh, I had turned it off. I forgot I had turned it off. AdBlock Plus. I had turned it on, turned it off because I was doing something. Okay. This website, when you do a search in it without AdBlock Plus, well, you'll see AdBlock Plus is saying that it's blocked ads. It will tell you when you look at it. It will tell you that it has blocked certain ads. But this website is a website that I used to download, but it usually has a lot of ads. And here's AdBlock Plus telling me that it's blocking ads on the page, right? So that is AdBlock Plus in working as it should, and you have seen Traffic Light working as it should.
So why would you want to block ads?
Well, first of all, nobody likes ads. But as I said, there are some sites that the ads, someone can hack the site and put a malicious ad in it. So when you go to the site, even your Yahoo or YouTube, it's possible for a hacker to hack it and put a code in it that will just pop up on your computer and install malicious software. So when you have an ad blocker, the ad blocker will stop those from happening. So it's about keeping you safe online and not deal with a lot of the ads that you normally see. As I say, for example, recently I had a client who had to just uninstall an extension for them that was having a big problem. Their child was using it, and they're at school, and the child goes onto a site and some pornographic material came up. So ad blocker would have stopped that from happening right away. Okay. So yes, the question. Oh, Vivid is saying she doesn't see where she can add the traffic light extension. Traffic light, I am certain it is there for the computer, but I'm not certain about the phone, to be honest. I have not looked at it on the phone side because my phone, I usually just have two, yes, I run two antivirus on my phone. I run my Bitdefender on my phone, and I run another antivirus on my phone. So, and I don't do a lot on my phone, unlike my wife. My wife uses her phone constantly. Oh, you're on your laptop.
Can you show us how you would actually do it? She's on her laptop. So click on the traffic light, click on it,
right.
or just click on any particular extension so she sees the steps to add an extension.
Okay, so as I said, first thing you need to do, you have to be in the Chrome Web Store. And if you're not using Chrome, for example, if you're using Firefox, then you'd have a different way to Firefox. This is how you do it with Firefox. Firefox offers the same extension, but with Firefox, you would go through add-ons. So add-ons and themes in Firefox.
She's actually using Google Chrome, so you can show for Google Chrome.
Actually using Google Chrome.
Yes.
Okay, so for Chrome.
So you can just show an example of how you add on an extension in Chrome. And you wouldn't add the same traffic light since you have it already. So you can just show how you would add another one.
So you go to Chrome Web Store. That's the first step. You need to go to the Chrome Web Store, and you'll see it's like chrome.google.com. So you know that that's the right store. That's the right extension. And then you'd search in the store here for, you want traffic light, traffic L. It should pop up and say traffic light. And then you click on it, and you'd see the extension here. I'd say offered by trafficlight.bitdefender.com. This is in the Chrome Web Store. So if you're not seeing it,
so click it for us, please. Click it.
You would click
Show us how you add it. That's what we want to see. So I'm saying use another extension since you already have this extension.
Right. So it's a traffic light, says available on Chrome.
So do it in the Google Chrome browser. You're in Mozilla Firefox browser. So in other words, we want a demonstration to show us how do we add an extension. You're telling us about these extensions, so show us how to add one.
I was in Chrome a little while ago. That was Chrome. This is Firefox now.
Okay.
That was Chrome.
Okay, it looks like Firefox to me.
Firefox is in the background, so maybe that's what you're seeing.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so
you can click on the link that I have in the chat. I have a link in the chat.
I am using Google Chrome. This is Google Chrome, which is why I can go into the web store and it looks like this.
All right, so give us a demonstration.
But I'm in incognito, so here, see, you can add extensions in incognito or guest windows.
Okay, so show us how we add a regular one then.
So I would not be able to add it in incognito. All right, so here, let me open my regular Chrome.
I don't know why he's in incognito, you know, guys, hiding. For those who don't know, incognito.
I didn't want to open it because it shows all of that.
Incognito window is a way to just show some demonstrations without having your regular passwords and all of those things showing up. But you've given us all of these exciting security add-ons, extensions. So we're just checking to see how would you actually put one on. So somebody's asking, what about persons who use Microsoft Edge? Cindy, Microsoft Edge is the worst browser that you can be using. Take it off now, right now. So it's either Google Chrome browser or Mozilla Firefox.
Here's the problem. You may not be able to take off Microsoft Edge depending on your computer.
No, well, of course, I'm just kidding about take it off. I'm just saying use another browser.
Yeah, this is something that I'd like to speak about. when you're going to buy a computer, there are a lot of people who you buy a computer just because you see the price and you like the price. And then you're gonna buy a computer that comes in something called Windows S mode. Windows S mode. And here it says switching out of S mode. Windows S mode is offered on a lot of computers, and what it does is it locks you into Windows applications and the Windows Store. I have here the Windows Store here. I can install applications from the Windows Store, but there are some computers that you only can install applications from the Windows Store because they are in S mode. And most of the cheaper computers, or as we would say, more affordable computers, I'm going to go to Amazon and give you a look at it, comes in S mode. Right? So, and here's another one that you should stay away from, a Chromebook. As an entrepreneur, a Chromebook is very limiting. You can use it if it's all that you have, you can use it. What a Chromebook does is it only operates through the Chrome browser. So you cannot install certain applications if you are using a Chromebook, right? A Chromebook and Windows S mode. Okay, so a laptop like this now, the price is nice, $230. It's the Chromebook. Let me see if I can find. Okay, here's one, Windows 10 Home in S mode. That is $278 US, 14-inch Intel Celeron N4400 gig RAM, 64 gigabyte eMMC. All these might look like nonsense to you, so let me break it all down for you. It says that this is made by HP. The model is called Stream. It's a 14-inch laptop. 14 inches is from diagonal. It's not to the left, it's not up or down, it's diagonal. Just like all your TV is, where you have a 50-inch screen, you know that it's diagonal. Intel Celeron N4000, that is the processor that it is using. 4 gigabyte of RAM is your memory. The 64 gigabyte eMMC is what would be your hard drive space. Now, from a 64 gigabyte eMMC, you run like hell. Because as an entrepreneur, you need at least 128 gigabytes of storage. And when you see 64 gigabyte eMMC, Windows 10 in S mode, you cannot take that out of S mode or you will not have space to install anything.
So what's S mode? Somebody's asking.
S mode means Windows secured. It is a machine that Windows is locked into the Windows Store. You can only install applications from this Windows, from Microsoft Windows Store. You cannot install, for example, if you wanted to install Chrome browser, you cannot install the Chrome browser. You cannot install Firefox. You can only use Microsoft Edge. So when you said that, I don't remember who he said had Microsoft Edge using. If she has a computer in Windows S mode, she would not have the ability to install Chrome. And depending on how much space she has on her hard drive, right, she may just have to stay with Microsoft Edge. Now, Microsoft Edge is not something I use because there are not a lot of applications that are built for it, that good applications that are free. That is why I use Chrome or Firefox, because both of those are supported by people who build free software, free good software for you to use.
How about security?
So, now, when it is in S mode, they say that it helps you because it stops you from installing malicious. There are certain things that will not install when you're in Windows S mode. You will not be able to go to certain sites and install certain things because Windows is going to lock it down to what? Just lock it down to certain sites. And of course, as I said, installation, it will not install non-Windows certified programs. So if you go on a site that is malicious and it tries to install something, it will first check if it is in the Windows Store. And if it is not, it will block it. So it does provide some amount of security, but it is also very limiting. The next thing I'd like to point to here is the processor, Intel Celeron N4000. The Celeron is Intel's cheapest processor, so it is not very good. I'll show you something here. If you can, how you can check if you don't know what your system is saying. Right here where it says type here to search, you can click it here and type system, and you see it start coming up, system information, and you click that. It's going to tell you what is on your, how your system is set up. And it says for me, I'm using a Intel i5 6200 CPU, and it says it has 2 cores, which means it's a dual core computer. This could be a single core computer. In computing language, the more cores you have, the faster you're going to get your work done. So it is ideal to have, in my opinion, at least a dual core, but as a freelancer, you may want to have a quad core, which is 4 cores here. Or if my lovely wife would switch over and show her system information, you would see what an ideal freelancer who is really processing should have. Sure.
Should I do that?
Yes, you should do that. I'll stop sharing. I'll pause sharing.
All right, so in the meantime, answer this question if you can. Somebody is saying that since last month, why have we been seeing a message telling us to stop using Chrome? I don't even know if I saw that message. You remember seeing that message?
I have not seen that message. And if you're seeing a message like that, then you may have a virus on your machine, because Chrome is Google's flagship browser. I mean, Chrome and Google, as you know, Google is a big company. A lot of people think of Google as just searching without remembering that Google, right, system, or well, your system information, right? So for my wife, where it says processor, can see processor, right? And click on right where it says there, processor, click in there, or highlight it. You see what it says for her? There's a number 8 there. Put your mouse right there. I will show it, or double click it. She has 8 cores, which gives her 16 logical processors. So what that means is that her machine is 4 times faster than mine.
Well, you know, we women tend to have better things than men for some reason.
But I tell you, as a freelancer, if you're going to go into video editing, if you're going to get serious about graphics, designing graphics, if you want to go into animation, you're going to want a fast computer. You're going to have to invest in a proper computer if you're going to do these things, because your time is very important. And if you've got a slow computer, it's going to take you hours to do something that can literally take you minutes, right? So I'm going to share back my screen.
So basically, guys, what happens is that sometimes we need to buy a cost-effective laptop. And sometimes we're looking more on the cost than what the laptop actually, as he says, the requirements, the system requirements of that particular laptop. So there are certain key things that you need to pay attention to when you are choosing your laptop. So would you be able to tell us, like, what are certain things that they need to look for with certain parts? So we know that monitor size, we had 14 inches was one size that they had. could you advise them about processor size, how much memory? You had mentioned hard drive size of 128, you would suggest being the minimum if they wanted to choose a particular computer, but you want to elaborate more on the other parts? Like, what's the minimum, bare minimum for you to be efficient and still be cost effective?
Okay, so this is an Intel machine. There are two types of processors.
All right, it's not showing for me as yet. Are you seeing his screen? I'm not seeing it as yet. Let me know if you're seeing his screen. Let me know in the chat. Are you seeing his screen? Because I'm not seeing.
You're not seeing it?
No, I'm not seeing, and they're not seeing either. So stop your share and start again. Nobody's seeing anything.
Okay. Stop share. And go back to share again. Share this screen. Are you seeing it now?
Nope. Not sure why we're not seeing it. No one is seeing it. Not sure why we're not seeing it. It says that you have started screen share, but we're not seeing anything. That is strange. All right, so let me stop. Let me share again and see if that helps.
Yes, I do see yours. Okay.
All right, so start again and see. Start again and see.
Is it there now?
No, look like something happened where your screen share is concerned.
Wow.
Go and figure. But you definitely, even though you're not able to show the actual specs.
So what I'll do is I'll just type in the chat. As screen share apparently is not working for me anymore.
What you can do is just tell us, just as a recommendation. If I wanted a monitor, what's the minimum size you'd require? You'd mention for monitor, 14 inches?
So a monitor, it depends on how good your eyesight is.
Wait, does somebody say ad blocker block you?
Yeah, ad blocker wouldn't be blocking Zoom.
Yeah, we know that, but we're just saying, what's happening.
Yeah, I'm just, honestly.
So 14 inches for monitor, what you suggest for like a processor?
Okay, now this is very important, people. Windows 10, which is what most people are using now, will be obsolete in 5 years. Windows will stop supporting it in 5 years, right? So there are certain requirements to go to Windows 11, which right now you can upgrade to for free. But a lot of people will not be able to do that because their machine cannot handle Windows 11. If you have a machine in S mode, it cannot manage Windows 11. Processor, there's each company, Intel and AMD, those are the two processor companies. They have different generation of the CPU that they have made. So my generation is, I believe, I have a 6th generation. My wife, her generation is AMD, but that 4800H, that should be good for her to go to Windows 11. That is, they have a newer generation in AMD now, but hers is good. So back to what I was saying, for Windows 11, I think the minimum you need to have, and you're gonna have to check this when you're buying computers in the future, your Intel chip has to be generation 9 or greater to go to Windows 11. So if you've got an old computer that's running great, right, and you love it, know that it's probably gonna be stuck in Windows 10, which, I mean, it's like Windows XP before Windows 10. There are a lot of people are still using Windows XP because their machine could not go to Windows 10, or because they just lack Windows XP, which is the previous very old Windows.
First of all, we're hearing you talk about Windows 10, Windows XP, Windows 11. What is this? What are those things?
Okay, so that's your operating system.
And what does that do?
And your operating system runs everything. That is what all your programs or your apps are installed onto. Just like you've heard of Android. Android is the operating system that your phone uses. When you hear Mac OS, that is the operating system that the software runs on top of. So your machine starts up with your operating system, and then your operating system starts the programs. They run all your programs, your Zoom, your web browsers, your antivirus, everything is being run on their operating system. So Windows put out a new operating system called Windows 11. We were at Windows 10. A lot of people are now at Windows 11. And they do this every so many years because technology keeps increasing. And also they want to make more money. It's like someone who, if you put out a new model for the car, right? You want the new model, right? If you don't put out a new model, you're not gonna make that much more money. So they have a team that is working on Windows, upgrading Windows, keep upgrading Windows, and that their job is to make the experience better for the user, and also to make sure that you continue to use Windows products. So they will put certain things in the operating system that will force you to keep like a Microsoft Edge there, that you cannot uninstall it. It will force you to keep like a OneDrive, Microsoft OneDrive, so that you cannot install it.
All right, so listen now. So Cindy is telling us that she bought a laptop and it comes with Microsoft Edge. So each time I try downloading Chrome and Firefox, just as you're saying, she's unable to because it's in S mode. So all of what he was saying a while ago, Cindy, about not being able to install any external programs that are not within the Windows Store. Did I get that right?
Right.
You wouldn't be able to install any of those. We're not saying you can't use a computer that has that, but you're going to be very limited with what you're able to do. Is that correct?
That is correct. And as I said, it would be against Microsoft policy to put a Chrome or a Mozilla Firefox in their store, because they don't want you to use that. They want you to use their software, Microsoft Edge. So you will never see a Chrome browser or a Firefox browser in the Windows Web Store, because they want you to use Microsoft Edge, their browser, right? And the reason why they want to do this is that every browser collects your data and can sell it to advertisers. So that is the power of browsing, why every browser, why Chrome is free, it is why Firefox is free, it is why Edge is free. It's because whenever you go, wherever you go on the web, your browser will track you, keep cookies, etc., etc., and they can sell this information to people to advertise to you, right? So Windows S, as I said, please, 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 anyone who's going to be looking for a computer to buy at Christmas, we had the big Thanksgiving sale earlier, Black Friday. I don't know if anyone bought any computer then. I hope you didn't get anything in S mode.
All right, so Denise is asking, how would you know if your computer is compatible for the update of Windows 11? Okay,
well, with Windows 11, there's actually an update guide on the internet for you. So there's actually a checker that you can download. You can open your browser.
All right, so you want me to show that?
Yeah, you can do. Oh, yes. No one is seeing my screen. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, you remember, no one can see your screen. All right, so what is it called?
Search for Windows 11.
And we're going to look at Kerry's question. And what Una is saying, that Samsung Tab A junk clean. Boy, sometimes we have to hide from some of these updates, as they're saying, Una, until we're forced to do them. So what did you say, search for what?
Windows 11. Check. There you go, checker tool. So there's a tool that you can click on. It's a checker tool. The checker tool. Yeah, there it is. The check or check tool, either one. Right?
So which one?
And that top one, the top one was Microsoft.com. Yep.
So let me put that link in the chat. So what does that allow you to do now? So where would you check?
Okay, so it's scroll down.
The suspense is killing me. Oh my gosh. Am I going to the bottom?
Okay, it looks as if they changed it.
So not this one. Check for compatibility?
No, it's there. It's okay, there it is. Go back up. There it was just a little while ago.
Where?
Up a little, scroll up a little. How to get Windows 11, learn more. There it is. Right.
And this?
Right, check for compatibility. Right.
Okay.
So you click your check for compatibility right there.
Put this link in the chat. I don't even know how to spell compatibility.
Yeah.
All right, so if I click on it, what will happen? Click it?
Yeah, you can click on it.
So what is it going to tell me? What is it doing? Is it doing anything?
Okay, so you're going a little bit up and down. Go up a bit.
Yes, I'm all over the place, guys. Sorry. So what do I do?
All right, so it says use the PC health check app.
Yes.
So it's a download PC health check app.
Oh, that's what I have to do.
Right, you click that and then it will download the app for you.
Yeah.
Here it is downloading.
Uh-huh.
And then when it's finished, you would run that app. Just click on it.
Click on it?
Yeah. All right. You have to click accept the terms.
So I need to install this PC to help. So we passed that a while ago. So the part I went before, I didn't need to go there.
What part was that? Everything I see.
Where I clicked on the check for compatibility. I was on the page before.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so just finish, open the Windows PC check, finish, and it will run and tell you.
Right. So live
most people, the problem that a lot of people are having is that their processor, even though their processor is very good, even though the processor is very good.
Is this it? What's this? Are you seeing? What am I looking at? Remember, I'm not the techie person, you know. So what's that? What's this?
Okay, so it's telling you right there. I'm having a problem here. Oh, wow. Okay, so it's telling you right now that you need to do Windows update before it can do its check.
Can't tell me anything.
Yeah, so.
All right, let's get some of these questions answered if you're able to, or your opinion on some of these things. All right, so we have Denise is saying, okay, so about the compatibility, Denise, you see that link that I sent you, there's a part about check compatibility, and you follow through and read through for the steps. So Kerry is saying that some persons on the net found a workaround installing Windows 11 on their machines, but some experienced some serious problems. It is not even recommended to install Windows 11 now because it's still in development stage. What do you think about that?
I would never and have never installed a Windows operating upgrade until it was almost forced on me.
Yeah, in other words, Kerry, even though they said, yes, it's available, we are not, as Jamaicans would say, new niggers, because where technology is concerned and new apps and new software, it's good for the bugs and stuff to come out of it. So you wait a little, watch and see what's going on, and then you decide, as he said, until you're forced to sometimes to do it. And we know that with a new operating system comes a new everything. The look will be different, some things will be different. So some people want to delay that as well. So that's basically, you try to get the glitches and the bugs and everything. Others get it out before you jump on it and get it done. So Cindy is saying that she got a prompt to upgrade to Windows 11. If I do it now, will it pose a problem to some of the other apps? So to answer that, Cindy, as we were saying, we would wait before doing so. What would you recommend to wait?
I would recommend to wait at least 2 years before going to Windows 11.
Once it's not forced up on you.
But it is not. As long as
You still have a choice.
As long as it is not forcing you, and Microsoft may do this, they may say that the opportunity to get it for free will expire in XYZ. At that point, you may be forced to do it. But right now, every Windows that has shipped since Windows 3.1, that was back in the 90s, every Windows that has shipped has been incomplete. And that is why updates are always being pushed, because...
Right. So let's be careful about the terms we use, because Dennis is asking, so not to do updates, let us say an upgrade. We're saying about upgrading to the new operating system.
Right.
That we're saying hold off of, but you know that Windows generally have their updates that you need to do from time to time. So that's something different, right?
That is something very different.
Very different.
Very different. Update.
So let's use upgrade and update.
Yeah. So you would upgrade to Windows 11 and you'd update your Windows 10 with software that is being put out. The thing is that, as I said, in 5 years' time, Microsoft will stop supporting Windows 10, which means that they will start putting out updates for it. And then your computer may be vulnerable to certain attacks.
All right, let me take Faith's comment. And also Faith is saying too, sometimes updates cause problems too. Because sometimes these new updates may have issues.
There are updates that may cause problems, but it is usually specific to, well, let me just first explain what Windows is and what like Apple's Mac is. Windows is trying to be a software, an operating system that you can take any hardware, any piece of hardware with it and run Windows, right? That's through what is called a driver installation. So you can mix and match different pieces of equipment to make a computer, and the Windows operating system will just need a driver for that piece of equipment and it will work. But the fact of the matter is that it will have problems with certain equipment. It's trying to be a jack of all trades, but it is really impossible because there are so many different manufacturers out there that there are just certain things that will not work properly for Windows. For example, my current laptop, my Bluetooth has a problem with a headphone that I bought recently, right? It can connect to it, but when it connects to it, it drops out the sound every now and again. And my phone, it has no problem when the headphone is connected to my phone, no problem whatsoever. So the problem with Windows is that because it is trying to be a jack of all trades, or it can use any software, any hardware with it, hardware I should have said, is that there are gonna be people who create hardware that just does not work well with the operating system, that just crashes it out. And you may even have a software app that just does not work well with your current setup, that will just crash it because it doesn't like your webcam, it doesn't like your speaker, well, it wouldn't be your speaker, it would be your audio driver, right? So the problem, that is the problem with Windows, and why a lot of people like Mac. You're not gonna have these problems with Mac because a Mac computer, which is, as a lot of people know, very expensive. The way Mac does their thing is that they are using specific hardware and building a computer for you that is tested using their operating system, and you cannot change any of that hardware. With a Windows computer, you can change out a lot of hardware in it. My laptop, if I want, I could change the Wi-Fi card, I could change the hard drive.
But let's not get too technical with certain things. But basically, what we're saying is that where the Windows 11 is concerned, for those who are saying they're afraid to do the upgrade and everything, eventually we will be forced to do it if our processor,
if the computer is compatible.
But for now, let's still work with what we have. And remember, each person faced this thing before. Remember, before Windows 10, you had the other operating system. So you had to do something new and something different. That's how technology is. We progress as we learn and do new things. As you were saying, they want to make sure that they are compatible with various devices that they think will better the computer itself. All right, so what I want to share with you before we wrap up is that one of the services that my husband offers, which I think is the most amazing thing, and it has helped us, and it was a problem that we had, and we said, we wonder if other persons have this problem as well. No, I'm not a techie, so I'm going to talk to you in layman terms. Now, let's say Digicel or Flow, those internet service providers, installed, or what you call it, a modem?
Router.
Router, okay, so they installed a router, let's say in your living room. But you want to be able to pick up the internet signal throughout your house, your kitchen, your bedroom, your bathroom, and these other places. Sometimes depending on where the router was installed, depending on how your house is set up and built, the signal may not be able to bend or go through or all these things through the different rooms and the setup. Am I explaining it correctly?
Pretty much. It's very important to note that many signals, many routers are not strong enough to go through concrete.
Yes. So basically,
so what happens is that the signal will bounce around and it will try and go under the door or through a window.
All right. So Denise especially has that problem. So I'm sure a lot of persons have problems that depending on where you are in your house, you ever see like, oh, I think there was an ad where they showed the man on the roof trying to get signal. But of course, that was a signal being low on that particular thing. But sometimes depending on where you are in your house, you're unable to get a strong Wi-Fi signal. So tell them a little bit about how you can actually strengthen the signal in the various parts of your house.
Okay, so the first thing you can do is knock down a wall. That's just a joke, of course.
Knock down a wall?
Okay, so what you need to do is you need to see most routers work off what is called line of sight, which means that if you can see the router wherever you're connected, then that's good. You're gonna get a good connection. If you can see it, you're gonna get a good connection. But once it has to go around a corner or through a solid door, then you're gonna have a problem, right? Because the signals can only do so much when it bouncing, especially the routers that you're given from the Flow or the Digicel or whoever you get it from. These routers are not very powerful, right? There are routers that you can purchase that have a wider, farther range, greater penetration ability, right? I remember I installed a router somewhere and the person had a room downstairs just on where the router is, and they could never get internet down there. And when I installed the new router that I got, they were getting all bars in the room that they had never gotten internet before in, right? So your equipment is very important, and you have different options to how you can put your signal in the rooms. So there's, I've said that the best option is always if you can run a hard line, a wire, a physical network wire. That is your best option because that will not stop. You will always have that strong signal going through to a router, right? So the best thing is always to run an actual wire, but there's also something called a power line adapter that will use your GPS, your electrical lines in your home to carry a signal from your router to whichever room. So you have to make sure that, of course, the equipment is on the same box, right? Where where that switch box is, where your transformers, where you can have a transformers with your panel box, your fuse box, where your fuses are, right? Where you can turn off or turn off certain parts of your home, electricity, certain parts of your home. So as long as the room that you want it is connected to on the same fuse box, you could use something called a power line router.
So tell me about the one we use now. I don't know what you're talking about. Tell us about the one we use, because I'm sure persons would be interested in that one.
Is that one? It's a power line adapter. Right.
It's
so
what?
Power line adapter. It's
that's what it is.
Power line router.
Oh, I never know the technical things where you're telling me about. Guess what? It's something that you plug in and you get it. You plug it in here, so
with all of them, you have to configure it, and that's where I come in, because when you buy it out of the store, you're then gonna have to take it in your home and connect it to your current Wi-Fi, and that configuring part is a technical skill.
You just basically tell them that there's a device that they can use that will strengthen their Wi-Fi signal in various rooms. But would it be a case where each particular room would have to have one of these devices, or if it's near, suppose you plug it in near 2 rooms that had problems, then it could pick up there?
It will depend again on how the rooms are set up in terms of, again, is it going through solid concrete?
So basically, you'd have to see the setup to see what's the best solution for that person. All right, let's answer Kerry's question. So she was asking, what routers would you recommend?
What routers I would recommend? It is always gonna be dependent on your specific situation, but brand-wise. Yeah,
brand-wise,
there's a brand called Ubiquiti, Ubiquiti. First of all, Cisco is usually the top brand, CISCO. Everyone should have heard of Cisco. Cisco is the switch. They build switches and routers, and they are the big brand, the big boys, the top boys, right? But there's a brand called Ubiquiti that has come up, and they are challenging Cisco, and their equipment is very good. So I use Ubiquiti if I can. Otherwise, the next brand that I will use is Netgear.
Okay. Oh, is what about do you have one called Next or some?
There's one called Next.
Okay.
It depends on the model with the Next. There are some of them that are good, some of them not so wonderful.
All right. So, I mean, we heard a lot of technical terms. We heard a lot of things that, where people are afraid about doing updates, upgrades, all kind of stuff. But I'm sure some persons learned about some things that they weren't sure of, or what could help them where security was concerned, what to do with buying a laptop, how limited their current laptop may be, and things like that. Now, I'm sure some of you may have some other questions concerning, is my computer this? If I see green or red here, what does that mean? So what we have decided to do is that, well, not me, because I'm not doing it, because I don't know anything about this. Sion is offering you the chance to book a session with him so that he can offer you a free diagnostic Zoom session and check your computer as it is now to check, I guess, Windows 11 compatibility. You can do that part too?
Well, as you see, it's just going to that site and downloading that checker that you sent to. So
yes, so some persons may not know how to do that, so we can maybe
guide you with that.
Guide that as well. So there's a form link that I've put in the chat area, so you can fill it out if you're interested in getting a free diagnostic session of your computer. It will be a Zoom session, and both of you would be on the session, and he would guide you as to where to check on your computer for certain things. At the end of the session, you would get a report. Well, of course, not right after. You get a report letting you know what areas are good, if there are any problems, and what possible solution you can do for that particular problem. All right. So Cindy is saying, thank you guys so much. I learned a lot. Appreciate the gems that your husband dropped. He was just dropping them, right? I mean, some technical terms were being thrown out there, but we got the gist of certain things. The important thing is that you need to know how to make your computer as secure as possible, know about the different hardware that you're using so that you're efficient with what you're doing and not limiting yourself. If you're an online freelancer, you want to make sure that your workflow is as efficient as possible. So if you're interested in getting the free diagnostic done, the form link is there as well. If you want to reach out to him and get some more information concerning things about internet and the same, whatever he was saying, the thing is called, I call it, you plug it in here, you plug it in there, and you get the signal, right? Because right now, where our bedroom is, for some reason, where I am in the bedroom, I'm not getting the internet as clearly, as strong, I should say, as he's getting the internet on his side of the bedroom. I don't know what's up with that, but we had to get the extender.
It's again line of sight, as I said.
Yeah, so
that
where I am on the bed, I always like to be on the which side that now? The right side. So apparently the right side, the internet's not picking up over that side. So
Yeah.
I'm not getting it properly. So we had to install that for me so that I can get proper internet. All right. So Kerry is saying she would like help with the internet booster part if possible. So Kerry, if you can send me an email at aceitwithava@gmail.com to discuss some more about that. So I'm sending this Facebook page here. You can check it out. His business is called Netfix, not Netflix. Netfix, in other words, to fix all your internet issues. So you can head over there and just like up that page so that you can be abreast of any videos that he does over there or any content that he shares re-internet and internet fixes, because you must face it, we're online freelancers and we need to make sure that our internet is set up as it should be and secure and so on. So I'll leave it now to you, Sia and Lawla, to wrap us up. Take us home, but don't take too long. Any final words?
Final word is, do not shop without checking someone who knows. Just like how if you were going to buy an AC, you would walk with an AC guy, or if you're going to buy a car, you'd walk with your mechanic. If you're going to shop for a computer, it's a major investment. Do not shop without someone who knows, because you're going to get burned. Just like how there are used car salesman sleazes out there that will try to sell you rubbish cars, there are people in the stores who are going to sell you a rubbish PC because they know that you don't know. So they'll just make a sale off you, and you're gonna be stuck with that until you can change out and get another. So that is my advice. And also, as I said, if you have any problems at all with picking up the your Wi-Fi, just give me a call with the Netfix, and I will do a free evaluation of what you need done. The evaluation is free, so I'll tell you for free what you need done, and then it will be up to you to decide if you're going to do it. Right? I also will check out if your PC or laptop is running slow or giving you problems. I will do a free diagnostic for you, and then I'll tell you what it would cost to fix it, if it is possible to be fixed.
So basically that's part of the free diagnostic test session. So he's just telling you some of the things that he's going to be looking for doing the test. Because obviously you gotta look at everything in the world, but there are main things that you check on a computer to make sure that it's working and set up the way you want it. So thank you so much for coming on this session and sharing your knowledge. I'm sure a lot of persons benefited from it. I benefited from it, even though some of it I'm not understanding the words. Guys, you don't need to understand these things in order to be able to do what you need to do. I do very well with using the computer and the internet, and I have no idea about some of the things he's speaking about because he's the expert. I don't need to be the expert in that. That's why I have him to assist me. So the last question that we're going to check here is from Sandra. Is there a form for improving Wi-Fi signal? Well, that form that I gave you to fill out, Sandra, you can just sign up for the free diagnostic and we can discuss that. He can discuss that with you on the session itself. All right. So people persons are thanking you for coming on and sharing your knowledge. Thank you so much. And it's now time for you to make me some dinner so I can eat. Guys, we're in the same house, you know, but guess what? Obviously, well, not obviously, but because of Zoom, let me leave it with this short thing. Did you know that if you're on Zoom and you are in the same location, you cannot be in the same room? Because if you're in the same room, trust me, to hear, that's what you'd be hearing. because both mics, the mic on my computer and his computer, would be clashing. So we're together, but not together. So he kicked me out of where I was comfortable, and he is where I was comfortable. But now I will get to go back there so I can be comfortable again. Because
I would swear about that.
Where I am now, I'm hot like fire. So he's where the main fan is, enjoying the cool breeze, and where I am now, I'm hot like fire. So thank you guys so much for coming on this session and taking time out of your busy Sunday. I went a bit longer than usual. For those who remember, these sessions are to be 30 minutes to 1 hour, but you saw that Mr. Lawla is a talker when he gets to talking about his technology. I tried to rein him in, but you know, him kind of wild and loose, so we never get to.
There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, it's a lot, and I will ask you to come on another session to share some of these things again, because we know that once we're using the computer and the internet, there's lots of stuff that we need to learn on. All right, so what happens to the green screen? Cindy, the green screen never worked out today. Green screen never worked out today at all. I actually have looking on it right there wrapped up, so I think I'll try it in the next session. The green screen. For those who didn't see the session I did on my Facebook page of me unboxing the green screen, boy, I couldn't go up to it tonight. It's kind of massive. The thing is bigger than me. The thing is, I don't even know what that is. So no green screen this time. Check out my video on my page if you want to see the unboxing of the green screen. What happens, you have the green screen that will allow you to show a virtual background. So that was the plan, but boy, Cindy, it never worked out. So I will do it and we'll talk about it. Thank you so much for acknowledging that. That video really was, when I finished that video, man, I said, no, sir, how am I going to manage this green screen now? All right, so Judith has one final question. Judith, let's look at your final question. I bought an Asus a few days ago. Was it a good buy?
It's all about Asus is a good brand.
Yeah.
It is a good brand, but every brand makes crap.
Every brand has that.
Every brand has crap.
So if you Judith, if you signed up for the free diagnostic Zoom session, then we can check and see. He can check the specs and tell you if it's good or not. All right. So Mitzi is asking about Lenovo. I have a Lenovo, and as he was saying, every brand has problems. So we'd have to see the specs. But Lenovo is usually a good brand as well.
Lenovo is actually IBM. IBM sold their PC ARM over to Lenovo. So Lenovo and IBM still work hand in hand. So Lenovo will be a good brand. But of course, as we say, it's all about the specs. The devil's in the details. Specs are the details.
So remember, guys, if you have any questions or want any further information about any of the sessions that we had, you can send me an email at aceitwithava@gmail.com. Denise is asking about Dell. Boy, they don't want to leave, and I don't see them, just want more and more and more. Last question, Denise. Is Dell still hot? She wants to know, is Dell still hot?
Dell is still a good brand, but again, as we said, the devil's in the details. And I have a Dell right now. My computer that I'm using now is a Dell, not Adele the singer, but a Dell computer. Right? And there's one problem that I'm having with it, and that is Dell, their power adapters that they use to power the laptop, that you plug the laptop in to get power. If it is not a genuine adapter, Dell has a specific line in it run in their adapters that if you're not using a genuine Dell adapter, then your laptop will not power up, and it causes all kinds of problems. When your adapter goes, and I mean everything is made in China now, so everything is made to break. When your adapter goes, you have to get a brand new actual Dell brand adapter, not have any problems, which costs over $100 US.
Enough money. All right, guys, so we're going to be wrapping up, right?
Wrapping up.
All right, guys, so thank you for joining me. And Mr. Lawla in today's session. Thank you so much. Your support is very much appreciated. And remember, if you have any questions, further questions that you want answered, just send an email to aceitwithava@gmail.com. Check out his Netflix, Netfix, Facebook page that I shared in the link. Let me share it again. And just like up the page so that you can get notified with any further information that's posted there, reusing the internet, fixing this and fixing that. That's why it's Netflix. Anything you want to fix, fix. All right. So thank you guys and bye. Have a great rest of this Sunday. Have a great week. Bye guys.